Well, we're back. As some of you know, I was on earlier today uh, working on this thing, rebuilding the cowl. I didn't like the way that it set or looked or whatever. So what I'm going to do is, I had to rethink this again because I don't have any room for these clips on the back side. I'm going to have to drill a hole here and go down through the top to hold the backside on. This backside's kind of a problem to work around because of the landing gear. If there wasn't any landing gear, it'd be no problem. But I think I got it figured out now. We'll drill a hole right there. Put one bolt there and two bolts here. Two screws here. So the first thing I got to do is cut this other side. Get it ready to go. Then we got to line it with the 64th and glue these. I don't know if we'll get this done in an hour or not. Might have to be another cowl video. Whatever. Shoot. How did I do that? Oh, that's what I did, is I cut that side. I guess I can just cut another one of these pieces, just make it a little bigger so I can trim it. We got lots of trimming tools. Okay. Yeah, I didn't realize that I wasn't going to be able to put that front set of or rear set of bolts on there until I looked at this thing and it's too shallow. I'm just not used to a cowl this shallow. Damn. Yeah. But no problem. We'll get it. I think this is gonna work. I don't know. Just because I'm thinking don't mean it's gonna work. Once again, I want to thank you guys for the super chat this afternoon and the memberships. And I didn't look and see if I hit 50 yet. If we did, I'll work on that video ASAP for you members. Okay, we need to notch this. This is probably the strangest cowl I've ever built. because I didn't design it, I guess. I'm working on somebody else's design. So we need to, that will work. Need to deepen this first though. So, I'll do it on this side so you can see what I'm doing. It's going to take some sanding to get that right. I'll get the basic frame done tonight anyway, maybe. Why is that? Okay. See, I had a mark in here, but now it's gone. Shit. Now I gotta put the motor back in to make that mark. Oh, God. Okay. First line. This is the one I'm working on here. A lot of eyeball engineering here. Okay. That looks about right. We'll see what happens. Better cut it big so. I only got one shot. I can't make a mistake. And we'll cut it big. Cut it on this side of the line. Sand to shape. We gotta put 64th ply in it anyway. 7 watchers, no talkers. Anybody? Is everybody deaf today or what? Sleeping? Okay. Don't want to come out of there. It all gets lined with 64th plywood, but it's nice to make nice cuts. Hey, Craig. Here for a short while. Okay, great. I was on earlier today. We didn't have any work at work, so I came home. Well, that looks like it fits pretty good. What do we got going on here? I think I'm going to have to make that hole bigger. Yep. Now, do you see here where I'm talking about the needle valve is right in that corner? So what we do here is we just take a piece of sandpaper and sand the edge off that. We only got to get it on there, and then I can drill a hole. Yeah, well, it's got to go up. You got to go up 1/8 of an inch. 1/8 of an inch. I will probably leave this section here without 64th on it till I get it finished to make sure that the everything's going to clear. This cowl is so skinny, it's just a little tiny thing. You know, I only moved it 1/4 of an inch. I redid the whole thing for 1/4 inch. Of course, that ain't as bad as when I built the motorcycle frame and had the bike all done, and it wasn't what I wanted, and I cut it apart again. That was all within 2 weeks. They redid it. There we go. Yep. There we go. Could go another 16th maybe. Okay. That'll probably be just about all gone by the time when I shape it. Yep, that's better. That's even now. Okay, we got that part. Now, I need to fit the 64th on there. We're gonna need some more of this shit. Let me cut another piece off of this. When the big scare was out on this 64th plywood, I paid $50 a sheet for that stuff. That's about the same time the silk span scare came out. I think they were trying to sell silk span myself. Dr. Paper works, don't use it. It'll work in a pinch, but if you can get silk span, best use silk span. Okay, now line this stupid thing up. Okay, let's go. Hope I'm doing this right. That'll probably work. And how you get this perfect fit is super fill and wax paper. But we won't be doing that tonight. That comes on the finishing end. I mean, I need to move this forward. How can I move that forward a little bit? Or maybe. There we go. There it is. Now I went too far on that. This gets opened up like so. We ain't gonna have much there, that's for sure. Okay, one side done. I know that fits, so don't worry about it. This side's pretty easy, one straight line. My, how time flies when you're having fun. This is probably the easiest way I've found to do this, to make it perfect every time. Okay, let's see what this side looks like. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We'll probably end up with 64th on that too, but so I need to knock this off, because this is where our leg's gonna be. Damn. Knocked it off all right. Get on there. Let's give it a little jump start. Now I'll show you why I had to rethink this cowl mounting system just a little. I mean, we're going to end up with 2 extra squares in there, but whatever, it won't hurt nothing. Nobody will see it. Okay, this is the inside piece here. We're sanding the inside flat. That's another thing. Make sure your airplane looks as good inside as it does outside. That way when you crash and I do an autopsy, I won't go, ah, look at that. Right, Joe? Okay. Alright, this screw here is the only screw we're going to be able to use on the sides. We're going to have to use one from the bottom right here because of this stupid thing here. So I'm going to have to kind of guess to get that one in there, but we'll think of something. I was going to use this screw hole here, but it's kind of impractical because the landing gear mounts there. Because I would have to come up with all kind of weird stuff with, well, I still could do that. Till I get it together before I carve that out. So we'll get one piece drilled, and then so I want, this is a 1/8 bit. That's good for that. We need a 16th. And this is a 3/32. It looks like 7/64. I know I got a 16th there. Here we go. Okay. Yep. I'll probably get the drill out. Except I think my drill's probably gonna die. So far, so good. Pretty close. Okay, now we need those little pieces I cut. Where'd they go? There they are. Let's see here. Hey, Mike. No, it's going to be hollow in there because of all the bolts and stuff, so I'll think of something. So we need a blind nut. And a 3/4 screw. Fabrication on the fly. That's what's going on here. You know, I wanted to use 2 or 4 bolts, and then realized that the landing gear or the cowl is too shallow back there. So the only other alternative is to go through the top or go through the bottom, and the landing gear is in the way. So I might have to put a tab in there. I don't know. We'll think of something. I've been known to pull rabbits. Now these are square, and I will end up rounding them off, but what happened to my little hammer? Where is my little hammer? Give it a tip-tap. As my shop teacher, Mr. Franco, say, give it a tip-tap. He was funny. Okay, I ain't got it, so I have to pull it, I guess. I won't be able to find a 3/32. There we go, we got that. That was easy. We'll just pull it, pull it, pull it, pull it. Need a washer to pull it. Is everybody getting the drift of how this is going to work? If you don't understand it, because I may not get it done. I only got 25 minutes to finish it up, so we'll have to finish it. Tomorrow's Friday. I mean, I'll come on for a short while, but tomorrow is Charles's day. There we go. We got her now. Now this top is square and it doesn't look very finished. I'll take a motor, a drum sander on a motor tool on the Dremel and round it over. It'll look finished when it's done. You can see you can see the way that I'm doing it, like he said, his cowls on his pattern planes are attached this way. So I want to keep this thing pretty much at a 90 degrees to this, on a 90-degree angle here. You don't want it leaning back or the other way, so that way it'll go on and off easy. So we shall mix some epoxy. I might inset that too. Well, I'm glad the RC guys are watching me. I don't understand why they wouldn't. Except they figure control line airplanes are inferior to RC, but in all actuality they're the same. I'm going to inset that just a little bit. This is 5/16 and that's 3/16, so we got about a 1/16 of an inch to work with. Or 1/8 of an inch to work with. Whatever. We got some room. I always leave myself some breathing room. For you younger guys watching me, never do what I'm doing. Never cut towards you. You can really screw yourself up. Well, I do it because A, I got lots of practice, and B, I don't care whether I screw myself up. It just doesn't mean much. I've done it so much. That's just a safety tip. I'm going to have to clean this place up again. It's starting to get pretty crapped up. There we go. I do these kind of things so my buddy Jim Lynch knows it's built just as good on the inside as it is on the outside. You're never going to catch me again, Jim. That is a funny story. Okay, let's mix some epoxy up and get that glued on there. I'm going to do each side one at a time. I mean, it takes longer that way, but that way I know I'm on the right track. One thing I have abundance of is time. Don't have a lot of money, but got plenty of time. I think. We hope. Of course, tomorrow's not guaranteed. But let's hope so. Hell don't freeze over and the creek don't rise, I'll be here. Of course, I don't have a big one handy. Okay, a little one's gonna have to do. Just barely. Well, I have to hold it. That pulls it crux-sided. Well, the human clamp is going to have to hold it. I got glue on my hand. Let's leave it sit like that, I suppose. Okay, I can't do nothing now for a couple of minutes, so you guys get the drift of what's going on. There'll be a screw on each side and one in the bottom here. When I flew, I don't know if you guys remember, I built my shoestring. It's hanging on the wall in St. Louis. First in sports scale at Brodax and third in open scale at the Nats. Very first time I ever built a scale airplane. I would have been first, except for I got DQ'd on one flight because magnets do not hold cowls on worth a crap. They look good, no screws, but don't use magnets. I can tell you that right now. Every time I move it, I wonder if I tape it. Tape it, nail it, can't see it from my house. going to get the superfill treatment, but I'd like to get it as close as I can. There we go. That's good. That's good. Should kick off here in a second. We might do the superfill treatment before I cut the fuselage apart, because I think it might be easier to work with like this than when it's on the airplane. I also want to recess my carbon fiber tubes there before I glass the nose. That is a suggestion that I give anybody that's running a 60 or better: fiberglass the nose. The more solid that you can have your motor mounted, the better the engine run. That's why my motor mounts run into the wing. That's why this gets fiberglassed and all gets Z-epoxied inside and out to make that one piece. So when the engine's vibrating, or let's say the prop becomes out of balance or whatever, the vibration transmits through the whole airframe. It's not just on that joint right there. Almost. Still a little gummy, but almost done. We'll take that off and do the other side. And then it's just a matter, once I get this side mounted, it's just a matter of filling it in with a block, sanding it to shape, hollowing it out. We're going to have to figure out this mounting. I think I'm going to drill a hole right there. That way I don't have to add any extra parts. I will have to, inside there, if you look right here, there's a piece of balsa wood, and that'll have to be excavated so I can get a blind nut in there. But you want your motor mount or your landing gear block reinforced, your landing gear floor, so that the floor is glued to the wing somehow, especially if you're going to fly in grass. I got about a paper's width of air between that, so she'll have to be super filled. I think we can take it off now. It's a good thing too, because the glue went inside there a little bit. So we'll let that dry. Okay. Now this side. No, I gotta drill it first. Gots to drill it first. What happened to that other bit? 16th. I just had it. There it is. I think I better go to the eye doctor and get some more glasses. I can't hardly see anymore. Hey, Jim. We're drilling through 6. We got carbon veil that we're drilling, balsa carbon veil epoxy, and let's see, 30 layers of plywood. Can't get it. Oh well, that's a pilot hole enough. We'll just drill it. Close enough. I'm going to need another screw. So we want to match this one. Another blind nut. So this one goes this way, this side. Oh, I had a washer there. There we go. Damn! Where the hell did it go? Well, fortunately I got, oh there it is. I got a whole pile of them if I couldn't find it. I broke my thumb at work somehow. That's the reason it's taped up. I did that before the gnats, and I went all the way through the gnats with a double jointed thumb. I ascertained that it's broken because it's supposed to have a joint there and there, not there, there, and there. No, I don't need to go to the doctor because this is all the doctor's going to do is tape it up. I got thumb splint coming. It's at work. I went home early today, so I didn't get it. Been sore as the dickens. I was kneeled down on the carpet and I ripped my ligaments in my knee. I come from a line of characters. I ripped the ligaments in my knee, and every time it sounded like a zipper when it went. Holy crap! And so I called my dad. I said, "Hey, Dad, you ever have ripped ripped something, sound like a zipper in my knee, and every time I bend over or bend down and get down on my knees, it burns. You know what his answer was? Don't get down on your knees. It'll heal, and it did. You know, damn doctor. They don't know shit. Okay, we want this at the same angle. So how are we going to do that? Pretty close. We want it 90 degrees to that one. Exhaust exits right there. And it's too much. Yep, don't get down on your knees. Good idea. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older or what, but I've hurt myself at this job more than any job I've ever had. The twice things in the eye, the welding slag down my ear, broken thumb, fell off the ladder, skinned the crap out of my leg, got pulled over the pallet by a snow plow. It's almost like I'm accident prone or something. Of course, all I did before was work on motorcycles was stand at the bench and fix bikes. I didn't have to do all this heavy lifting I'm doing. I don't know how much longer I can do it, but do it as long as I can. I'm in good shape. I figure I can do it till I'm, another 5 years probably, maybe 6. My dad worked till he was 90 something, 96 or so, I guess. And I ain't talking about a desk job. What are you going to do? Okay, we need to put, oh, that's in there already, okay. Because we're going to grind it out. Okay. I don't know if you guys notice or whatever my thought processes and this, I work rather rapidly, pretty quickly on some stuff, but when you got these complex problems, just take a second and think about it. And normally I can come up with a solution pretty rapidly. All we're doing here is framing a house in a smaller scale. And have you ever seen a house framed up? They're crude, buddy. They are crude. 1/4 inch, yeah, it's good. It'll work. Nail it. Can't see it from my house. We try to make things a little tighter than a 1/4 inch, but you get the drift. Come on. Okay, you gotta stand there and be a human clamp for 5 minutes. Well, we got a bigger gap on this side. Why? Pull it back. There we go. Okay. So, I don't know what funny story I got to tell you. Trying to get this camera pushed back, but you don't want to go. Not easy anyway. That's one reason why I like 5-minute epoxy. I don't think I could hold this for 15. I was pretty happy to get 40 grit sandpaper today though for shaping this. We've been on 1 hour and 5 minutes, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this till it completes. I'll explain to you what I'm doing. We'll come back tomorrow about 1 hour before Charles comes on, and we'll be able to finish this up. So this cowl took 4 hours. It will take 4 hours to build. Of course, I redid all this stuff. If you didn't have to redo it, you could probably do it in a couple hours, but nope, ain't kicked off yet. Getting warm though, so it's getting ready to kick. Pretty funny when the cops came to my house and I threw that molten, when I was a kid, threw that molten resin in the trash, and the cop, I said, yeah, you can search the place. Well, shit, I couldn't be able to, what a fire hazard that place was. All that wood, balsa wood, and the smoldering resin in the trash can. Where's the M80 factory? Well, I don't have any idea what you're talking about. We know you got it. Trust me, I don't know how my dad survived my childhood. I was a hellion. Almost. I probably can set it down now. Get another screw. That's how you get perfect fit stuff. You build it in there. Yeah, pretty damn close. Okay, so now tomorrow night when I come back, we'll fill this in with some wood and the nose, and I'll carve it to shape. I still have to think about this. I'm not sure. I might build a tab out here. I don't know. I think probably down through there would be best because the wood's already there. That's that piece of plywood goes from there all the way to here. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll just go down through here. And now the problem is getting the hole to line up, because I have no way to come from the top and drill down through the bottom because of the motor crutch, unless I put on a long drill bit and drill through. I got it. I will wait to drill this. I'll mark it and drill through the block and this at the same time. If I drill this first, I'll never get the hole exactly right. So what I need to do is put a piece of plywood on there over the top, embed it into the block, and drill down through everything all at once. The bottom block, this piece of wood, and this piece of wood, and then put a screw on it, and that'll hold the back on, and it'll cover the landing gear. Otherwise, you don't normally have these problems because the landing gear's not there. A whole lot of guys make separate pieces. They make a cowl, a front piece, and then put the landing gear on, and then they got a cap on it. Well, I don't like that. It's too many parts. Too many screws, too many parts. So we'll do it this way. I still need to notch that out for the gear. We're going to super fill that gap, make sure that fits perfect. Well, that's going to do it for this evening. I really appreciate you guys watching. All the super chats we got earlier this afternoon. I certainly hope that whatever I'm showing here, you know, you guys can use it. It's not rocket science. Pretty simple, pretty, like I say, like framing a house, butchery. No big deal. Alright guys, like, subscribe, share the videos, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.